You are listening to the Get Global Network podcast of the Ask Avani Show. You can hear the show live on Saturdays at 3 p.m. in London, 9 a.m. Central Time in the U.S. on SoMetro Radio, one of the original member stations of the Get Global Network.
Good afternoon and welcome. This is the Ask Avani Show right here on SoMetro Radio. You are in the place to be with me, UK Soul Queen Diva, on this, it's kind of sunny outside, people, over here in the UK. You know where it's at. It has been crazy hot this week, so I hope you're going to stay with us here on the Get Global Network. And in the Dallas, Texas studios, I have Kay Rose, Program Director of the Ask Avani Show. Hello.
Good morning, good afternoon, Avani.
Good afternoon to you. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. This week's show topic, people, just in case you are just joining us, is what does it take to be an entrepreneur and how do you know when you are one? Now, Kairos, I distinctly remember you saying to me a couple of weeks ago that this was a show topic that we needed to do. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Now, today's show topic, people, I know there's people out there, especially if you are an entrepreneur, a business person, or you are trying to become one, we just need to let you know, okay, that being an entrepreneur is hard work, people. Just so you are clear on this. Obviously, those that are in the know, they know. But those who are not sure about whether they want to do this, we ain't trying to discourage you, not at all. But please be aware. This is hard work, isn't it, Karos?
Well, and when you said you're not trying to discourage people, there are some people that should not attempt to be, nor do they need to try to be entrepreneurs. And so I would want to discourage those people. There are places, there's a place for everyone. Everyone has a lane. And there are people who don't understand the magnitude of what it takes to be an entrepreneur. And so I don't recommend that they try to do this.
So in your case, you would say that there are certain people that maybe should just keep it moving. Don't look at it. Don't worry about it. Just keep the 9 to 5. Don't give up the day job.
Oh, yeah. That's an absolute. And I'm not trying to discourage people. Let's make sure. Let me make sure that I put that out there in the ether. I want to put that out. I'm not trying to discourage you if you want to do something.
If you're truly sure that you really want to get into the work, because it's hard, people.
It's very difficult. I would love to play NFL football, United States football. I would love to do that, but someone needs to tell me, hey, K. Rose, you're 53 years old. You can't play NFL football. And for me to ignore that, there would be a problem if I ignored that.
Oh, dear. Yes, but some people, they have to try things before they realize that particular something is not for them.
I can't try being a football player.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Certain things need to be tried. Other things, no, you need to leave that alone because that really, truly isn't for you. And maybe you should know that before you even decide to go down that road and just say, okay, you know what, let me just not bother with that. Because I'm just going to say again, being an entrepreneur, being a business person, I don't care whether it's one thing that you want to do, one type of business, or whether you end up expanding into numerous things, plural. Okay, you really need to be on board with the fact that you are going to have... Well, we're going to go through it today, people. There's some things I thought we should share. Yes, we've got a lot to share with you today, K-Rose, because when I was doing my research, as you guys know, I like to do my research. Oh, my God. I just thought... I saw something, you know when the hairs on the back of your neck stand up when you read something and you think, oh my God, that is so true, because I have been there or I'm going through that. And this is always going to be a learning process, isn't it, K-Rose? There is any business person who can say, okay, I know everything there is to know and I will never learn anything new. And, you know, this is it. That's it. I'm just done. I've conquered everything. And I don't think there's anyone who can ever say that. Do you think there's anyone who can ever say that?
The people that are not going to succeed do it all the time.
Yeah, but I'm trying to oh my God. I'm trying to tell the ones who, no, That's not fair. I'm trying to talk to the ones out there who we're trying to encourage. Now, this is a positive thing.
I'm coming in as a negative guy today, and I don't mean to be,
so funny. Oh my god!
But I just have had experiences, and your show was that perfectly timed because I've been experiencing some people that don't need to be entrepreneurs that we'll talk about later.
Are you going to put someone on blast again today?
Always.
Oh dear. Is it plural or is it just one?
Plural.
Oh god, I'm sorry for you, whoever you are, because K-Roz has got you in his sight and he's about to just put you on blast and tell everybody that you're not cut out for this lark.
But I think the purest form of business is entrepreneurism.
Okay.
And those that are fortunate enough to do that, and everybody is not as good as everyone else is. So I'm not saying that if you're not good at it, you shouldn't attempt it. Because you can learn to be better. You can learn to be a good entrepreneur.
Yes, obviously, yes. But the thing is, you won't know. Because remember, I hadn't done what we're doing now. I hadn't done this before. Oh, I'd been on radio, I'd had interviews, but no, I had never been the host. You know, I had never put the show together. No, as you call it, you know, deer in headlights moment. No, I had never done that before. But you see, I like a challenge, people. I really like a challenge. And that for me was what catapulted me to want to keep going, because I was enjoying myself and I was thinking, oh, you know what, this is really cool. Let me see what else I can do with this, and let me see where it can take. And you know, when they say, oh, you know, you want to always be sort of pushing the envelope, and you always want to be thinking, can I do more? Can I do this? Can I involve more people? It's always, for me, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, oh yeah, that's what I want. You know, and I thought, oh yes, that's what I need. I want to be able to do that. So if I can do that, I'm well happy.
But you have to have a certain mentality also to be an entrepreneur. And it's something where there are people that are worker bees that go and do 9 to 5. They're managers and supervisors and even CEOs. You know, those are occupations and those are careers, and all of it is well placed, and it's part of what should be.
Right.
But entrepreneurs, that's a different thought process. You're working with something that may not even exist yet, i.e. a radio show, and a process to create the radio show. And you come up with the process to do it. That's being an entrepreneur. If you are then trying to make money for that. There are people that do things as a hobby, which is fine. That's not being an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur means you're doing it as a business and you're trying to make money from it.
But could you not have... See, this is a question again, because you are an entrepreneur, K-Roz, so you are the perfect person to ask. For those out there who don't know, would a hobby and could a hobby turn into a business so that could make someone become an entrepreneur maybe later on down the line?
Oh, yeah. It really can. I mean, it can even be... you can think of a person who maybe they go to church and everyone tells them, hey, you are one of the best singers I've ever heard. And so they go through and everybody at church keeps telling them, man, you really need to record some things because you really can sing. Well, you may get to a point to where you become an entrepreneur and you want to actually record some music, some songs, because people in the recording industry, i.e. singers, i.e. UK Soul Queen Diva, you become an entrepreneur. You become a person that's promoting yourself. You become a person devoting time to a project that is really a business. And so you can take a hobby that you like doing and turn it into a business opportunity and be an entrepreneur. But you just have to know what you're getting into.
Yeah, but this is the thing. What you'll find. See, I want to know out there, people, what do you think? When you think of the word entrepreneur, what do you think that means? What does that mean to you? Please let us know at Ask Avani Show. Because, K-Roz, see, you're just saying that you have to know. Sometimes people don't know. And this is what I mean about, that's why I keep going on about the hard work. It's hard. And every time they come up against an obstacle, what are they going to do? Are they going to, see, that's how you know whether this is for you or not, people. This is one of the game changers. If you come up against a brick wall and you suddenly think, you know what, I'm going to back away because, you know what, that's hard and that's an obstacle and I can't get over that hump, I can't do it. And if you're just going to keep telling yourself, no, and you're just refusing to forge forward and see a way around it, because I don't look at obstacle. I'm already thinking, you know what, I need to find a way to get around that. I need to find a way to get over it. Basically, I need to find a way to blast that to oblivion, because I need to keep going to the next step. If you have that mindset, then yeah, you can say, I would think that you are more cut out for it. But if you sort of stop at the first hurdle, as it were, maybe it ain't for you. Would you agree?
Well, but that's why I said it's a mentality. It's a small group of people out of the population that are actually entrepreneurs, and that group is probably 3 to 5%. I say it all the time, and those it is because that 3 to 5% makes up and creates the industry for pretty much everybody else. And so you have Steve Jobs, and you have Bill Gates, and you have Dale.
These are some ones, yeah, people, we are naming them. So, I mean, and I have to say, this list is not exhaustive that we're going to share with you today. These are some of the people that we know, started out, a lot of them, something very, very small, whether it was in their bedroom or in the garage or something like that. And hello, the rest is history, because their companies are multi-million, multi-billion dollar companies these days. And it just keeps forging ahead and breaking new barriers and boundaries. And these are, and I'm sure a lot of these companies, when they were starting out, a lot of people may have said to them, you know what, that's never going to work. That's a whack idea. You need to just leave that alone and don't worry with it. I mean, I must say, for me personally, whenever I've come across entrepreneurs and business people, I have found a lot of them to be very, very straight talking, very open, because they all share a lot of things which you don't expect, because when you look at business as a whole, like say for example, if you see someone in a 9-to-5 job, even though they're in a high position, have you ever noticed this? I don't know if you noticed this, Keros. Like, say a good example is like when I used to work in the city, and if you came across like people in managerial positions, and like the boss of the department, for example, those types of people were very, I don't want to say introvert, but when I say introvert, what I mean is that they always wanted to keep things to themselves, and they didn't want to share any knowledge, and they didn't want to tell anybody anything, because I think they were frightened for their job position. They didn't want someone to come up that may seem that they could do the job better than them. Maybe that's the only thing I can think of. But I've noticed with entrepreneurs and business people who have started from scratch, they always seem to be more giving. They're more willing to share things and tell people, no, you know what, avoid this at all costs if you can when you're first starting out, and try this and don't do that, because these are the mistakes I made. Whereas if you go into a 9-to-5, and I'm getting shivers down the back of my back saying this, because it's reminding me that, but a 9-to-5, those people are always going to be working for somebody else. And yes, they may get a good paycheck out of it, but it's always going to be on the premise that that company wants to keep them in their position. So they may work the 40 hours plus or whatever it is a week and think that that's a great job. And in many cases, if that's what they want to do and that's their career and they love that, great, more power to you, keep going. But me personally, I don't really want to work for someone else, because if I can work for myself is the point I want to make, because I have worked for other people, but like I said, you're always going to be dependent on someone else giving you that paycheck, and sometimes they may be trying to get you to work them crazy hours to run you into the ground. Why work for someone else? Because people say if you don't do your dreams, someone else is going to hire you to build theirs. Isn't that the saying? Right.
And the person that you were talking about, that is the president or the supervisor or the manager, they're working for either the person who created that dream, just like you said, or they're working for a company that was created by someone who had a dream. So
exactly,
they don't want to assume the responsibility that goes along with the pressure that goes along with being the one that really is the chief cook and bottle washer. They want to, which is fine.
Yeah, this is fine, but they have to remember though, when they're trying to be acting like they're all that, as the Jasmine Sullivan song says, in it, brand new. When they're trying to act like they're so special, they need to remember, actually, well, not quite, because you don't own the company. You work here like everybody else. So you may have what you consider to be the high up position, okay? But
well, if you're not the owner, you can be fired.
There you go. Bye-bye.
That's just the bottom line. But there are people, like I said, the vast majority of the universe, the vast majority of people fit into that, because you can't have everybody being the chief of the tribe. You have